Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there in the first place? Or maybe you found yourself searching for your glasses, only to realize they were sitting right on your head the whole time. You're not alone. Trust me. These little memory slips are part of getting older, and they happen to all of us. But here's the good news. Just because we're aging doesn't mean our minds have to slow down with us. You've spent a lifetime learning, solving problems, loving people, navigating challenges, and adapting to a world that's constantly changing. Your brain is powerful, truly incredible. And just like our bodies need movement to stay fit, our minds need a little workout too. Not strenuous, not complicated, but thoughtful, simple exercises that keep those mental gears turning smoothly. Today, we're diving into something really important: how to keep your mind sharp and strong no matter your age. This video is all about 7 easy and enjoyable mental exercises that you can start using right now to boost your brain health and keep your memory, focus, and clarity going strong. No fancy equipment, no expensive programs, just things you can do every day, right from the comfort of your home, even while sitting in your favorite chair. So, let's begin this journey with the first mental exercise. And this one's a favorite of mine, because it's fun, creative, and you can do it anywhere. It's all about engaging your memory and imagination at the same time. I call it the daily story game. Here's how it works. Each day, take 5 minutes to make up a little story in your head. It could be about anything. Maybe you imagine 2 people meeting in a park, or perhaps it's a story about a cat who accidentally boards a train. It doesn't have to be serious or make perfect sense. Just start telling yourself a tale. Then, the next day, try to remember what story you told the day before. What were the characters' names? Where were they? What happened? This might sound simple, but it's incredibly effective. You're not only using your imagination, you're also challenging your short-term memory and building a stronger connection to your thoughts. And if you want to spice it up, you can even write it down in a little notebook and see how your stories grow over time. Now, let's shift into something a bit more practical, but equally powerful. This second mental exercise is what I like to call reverse routines. Our brains thrive on novelty. That's a scientific fact. When we do the same things the same way every day, brush our teeth with the same hand, sit in the same chair, take the same route during our walks, our minds go into autopilot. It's comfortable, yes, but it doesn't give the brain much of a challenge. So, here's what you can do. Start mixing things up, even in the smallest ways. Try brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. It'll feel awkward at first, maybe even a bit messy. But that's the point. Your brain has to pay attention. Or try putting on your clothes in a different order, or switching up your morning routine just a little bit. These changes, though tiny, light up new parts of your brain that haven't been used in a while. You're creating new pathways, new connections, and that's one of the best ways to keep your mind sharp. You don't have to overhaul your whole day, just tweak it. Even sitting in a different seat at the dinner table or taking your walk in the opposite direction can wake your brain up in ways you wouldn't expect. Think of it like giving your mind a little surprise party, something fresh to keep it alert and flexible. And speaking of flexibility, that brings us to the third mental exercise: learning something new. Now, I know the idea of learning might sound like a big task. Maybe you're picturing textbooks or complicated online classes. But learning doesn't have to be formal. It just needs to be something that sparks your curiosity. Have you ever wanted to learn a few words in another language? Or maybe there's a recipe you've always wanted to try, but never quite got around to. Have a go at a puzzle you've never tried before, like Sudoku or a crossword, or even one of those adult coloring books that let you explore patterns and shapes. The goal isn't to become perfect. It's to enjoy the process and give your brain something new to chew on. The more you use your brain in fresh, unfamiliar ways, the stronger it becomes. And here's the secret sauce, the joy of doing it. If something feels like a chore, you're less likely to stick with it. But if you follow your curiosity, if you let your interests guide you, it won't feel like work at all. It'll feel like play. And our brains, they love play, even in our 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. So, whether it's making up little stories, flipping your daily routine, or learning how to cook a dish from another country, you're actively keeping your brain vibrant and engaged. These are simple things, but they build a strong mental foundation day by day. Let's keep the momentum going, because there's so much more we can do to support our brain health in joyful, easy ways. And one of the most surprising ways to do that is by tapping into something many of us already love: conversation. But I'm not just talking about chatting about the weather or saying hello to your neighbor while grabbing the mail. I mean real conversation, sharing stories, debating a little, reminiscing, laughing. When we talk, especially when we have meaningful back-and-forth exchanges, we challenge our brains to think quickly, recall memories, and process emotion all at the same time. Think about the last time you had a good talk with an old friend or a loved one. Maybe you laughed about something silly that happened years ago. Maybe you shared your opinion about a book you read or a show you watched. In those moments, your brain was firing on all cylinders, pulling up old memories, forming sentences, interpreting body language, expressing feelings. It's a mental workout that doesn't feel like a workout at all. So, one incredibly effective mental exercise is simply this: make time for deep, engaging conversation. Call up someone you haven't talked to in a while. Ask open-ended questions. Share a memory and see where the conversation goes. It's not only good for your brain, it's good for your heart, too. And you don't always need another person either. Some people keep a journal and write letters they'll never send. Others talk to themselves while cooking or cleaning, thinking aloud, asking themselves questions, laughing at their own thoughts. If that sounds a little funny, don't worry. It's actually a fantastic way to keep your brain active and engaged. You're thinking, you're forming thoughts into words, you're communicating, and your brain eats that up. Now let's move into another beautiful and deeply calming exercise: meditation. But before you worry that this means sitting cross-legged in total silence for an hour, let me reassure you. Meditation doesn't have to be complicated or formal. In fact, just 5 minutes a day of quiet, intentional breathing can make a world of difference for your brain health. Here's how you can start. Sit somewhere comfortable. Close your eyes if you'd like. Then take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly let it out through your mouth. Just focus on the breath. Try to clear your mind. If thoughts pop up, and they will, just notice them and gently bring your attention back to your breathing. That's it. Even this simple act of being still, of paying attention to your breath, helps calm the nervous system and reduce stress. And when your body is relaxed, your brain can function better, think more clearly, and even form stronger memories. Some people find it helpful to repeat a calming word or phrase during meditation, like peace or I'm okay right now. Others prefer listening to gentle music or the sound of ocean waves. There's no one right way to do it. What matters is that you give your brain a break from the constant input of the day. Meditation is like giving your mind a gentle reset, a moment to pause and recharge. And the wonderful thing is, the benefits of even a few minutes of daily meditation go far beyond the brain. You may notice you sleep better, feel more at ease, and respond more calmly when something unexpected happens. It's a tiny habit that creates a huge ripple effect through your entire day. Now, while meditation helps quiet the mind, our next exercise invites us to stir it up by challenging it with logic and patterns. Yes, I'm talking about puzzles. Whether it's a jigsaw puzzle, a word search, a brain teaser, or a riddle, puzzles are like little boot camps for your brain. They make you think ahead, spot patterns, and connect the dots, literally and figuratively. Don't worry about how fast you solve them. This isn't a race. What matters is that you try. When you work through a puzzle, your brain is solving problems, testing ideas, and exercising patience. And when you finish one, that little burst of pride and satisfaction, that's your brain's reward system lighting up. It feels good to complete something, no matter how small. That feeling of accomplishment feeds your motivation, and your brain loves that feeling. And the best part is, there are so many kinds of puzzles that there's bound to be one that feels just right for you. Some people love crosswords because they draw on vocabulary and memory. Others prefer number games, like Sudoku. And jigsaw puzzles? They're perfect for improving visual spatial reasoning and attention to detail. Plus, they're relaxing. You can put on music, sip some tea, and work at your own pace. It's peaceful, focused, and surprisingly rewarding. So, whether it's diving into a puzzle, sitting in quiet meditation, enjoying a rich conversation, or just flipping your routine around a bit, you're doing something truly powerful. You're training your brain to stay curious, flexible, and sharp. These simple exercises, when practiced regularly, can make an incredible difference in how you think, how you remember, and how confident you feel navigating your day. You don't need to do them all at once. In fact, starting with just one or two and letting them grow into your routine naturally is the best way to make sure they stick. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. With a little attention, they'll grow into something beautiful and lasting. Now, let's keep going, because there's one more mental exercise that brings it all together, and it's something that might surprise you. It's joy. Yes, joy itself. Finding it, creating it, holding on to it, is one of the most powerful mental exercises you can give your brain. And it's not just feel-good fluff either. There's real science behind it. When you experience joy, when you laugh, when you notice something beautiful, or feel grateful for a small moment, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. These aren't just happy chemicals. They're essential for memory, learning, and emotional balance. So, how do we turn joy into a mental workout? You start by paying attention, noticing the good. It sounds simple, but it's something we often forget to do. Maybe it's the way the sun feels on your face during a morning walk, or the taste of your favorite tea, or the sound of your grandchild's laughter. These are small, precious things. And when you pause to really take them in, your brain is practicing something called positive focus. You're training your mind to notice joy, and the more you do it, the more your brain gets used to that pattern of thinking. You can even make it a daily practice. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on 3 good things that happened. They don't have to be big. Maybe someone held the door open for you. Maybe your soup turned out just right. Or maybe you just had a really good nap. Whatever it is, speak it out loud or write it down. What you're doing is reinforcing positive memory, and that's a brain booster that's as gentle as it is powerful. And here's something even better. When you share your joy with someone else, the benefit doubles. Telling a friend about something that made you smile brings it to life again, both for you and for them. It builds connection, it lifts your mood, and it strengthens your mind. That's the kind of ripple effect we want, right? So often we hear about what we're losing as we get older. Mobility, memory, independence. But what we don't hear enough about is what we're gaining. Wisdom, patience, perspective. These are strengths that grow with time. And when you combine them with simple, joyful mental habits, you create a strong foundation for a sharper, healthier brain. Let's quickly take a breath here and just imagine it. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling mentally refreshed. You remember things more easily. You feel more focused during conversations. You feel confident as you move through your day. You feel more you. That's the life you're building, one small practice at a time. Because here's the beautiful truth. It's never too late to grow, to stretch, to strengthen your mind. The brain isn't fixed. It's not a machine that wears out and can't be repaired. It's more like a garden, and the more you tend to it, gently, consistently, the more it flourishes. You are not stuck. You are capable of so much more than you think. And that sharp, vibrant, curious mind, it's still there. It's always been there. So today, maybe you start with just one of these exercises. Maybe you make up a little story, or call an old friend, or sit for 5 quiet minutes and breathe. Whatever it is, take that first step. Give your brain the gift of attention, of care, of joy. And let that be your daily medicine, natural, empowering, and entirely in your control. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope something here resonated with you, sparked a little curiosity, or gave you a reason to smile. If it did, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me which of these exercises you're going to try, or maybe you have one of your own that keeps your mind sharp. Let's create a space where we can learn from one another. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and click that like button. It helps more people see it. And if you want more warm, practical tips for living your best life after 60, hit that subscribe button and stay connected with us. There's so much more to explore together. Remember this, always your mind is a gift, and you still have the power to nurture it every single day. You are never too old to grow, to smile, to shine. So here's to you, living fully, thinking clearly, and embracing this beautiful chapter with confidence and joy.